Hi everybody, welcome again to The Buck Stops Here as we continue to look at the transformation process here at Faith Church. First off, I want to thank you all for being a part of Alpha. The first 3 weeks have been great and we want to continue to build on that. And if you haven't had a chance to attend one of our Sunday morning Alphas at 10 o'clock, it's not too late. Come and join us. It's a great time to share a meal, to get to know some people around a table, and to talk about the big questions of life. And so I hope you'll join us on Sundays through this next few weeks. We are also moving into a new time. It's a time of Lent. Lent is that 40-day period that allows us to spend some time looking at our own life with Christ. It is an opportunity for us to prepare to be able to truly celebrate the Easter resurrection. But we must do the hard work now. And that's why I love the words from Hebrews chapter 12, when it says that for the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant. And we all know that that is true. But it goes on and says, it yields, however, the peaceable fruit of righteousness for those who are in Jesus Christ, for they are being trained up in it. That is a good thing. And so when we think about Lent, we normally think of it in terms of giving up something, usually around fasting or not eating a certain food or something like that, perhaps prayer. And those are all worthy things to do. But I want to invite you to be a little bit more impactful by making the most of this Lenten season. Because it's about all the spiritual disciplines to which Christ calls us. Sure, it's about fasting. Sure, it's about prayer. But it can also be things like service. Maybe it's getting to know someone whom Christ misses most. It can also be about solitude. It's about taking time to listen to what God might be saying to our soul as he speaks to us. And that only comes through silence and solitude. Maybe that's where you need to go. Perhaps it is about submitting in some way, allowing Christ to work in your actions or your habits in some way. It can be about worship. It can even be about study. I would invite all of you to pick something during these next 40 days that will help you where you are in your relationship with God. For many of you, it could be simply getting into God's Word. God's Word is powerful, and it changes us when we read it. That's why I like the words from Pastor Howard Hendricks. He says, you are either in the Word, and the Word is conforming you to the image of Jesus Christ, or you're in the world. And the world is squeezing you into its mold. I know that's all too often the way it is for me, and I imagine it probably is for you as well. And so during this Lenten season, I want to encourage you to be thinking about what is your next step. Some of the things I just mentioned. One of the other things that we're going to have starting on Wednesdays, for those 5 weeks in Lent, is at 6:30, we're going to have what I call Devotions Plus Life. We're going to meet here in the atrium at 6:30. And I invite you to come. I'll give you a short devotional that is going to be based off of one of the scenes from the Stations of the Cross. And perhaps that will help us see Christ's sacrifice and our own life with him differently. And then we're going to have some life. We're going to have some life of Faith Church. We're going to do a variety of things, from listening from Pastor Gio to bringing us a message, to I'm going to talk about our mission and vision and where we're going and why we're going there. And so if you're still wondering about that, I invite you to come and experience that. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've talked about before in terms of the new governance system and what that means in terms of how we work around here a little bit. And even hopefully we'll have an opportunity to see some drawings of some of the things that our architects are putting together as part of our master plan for some possible changes here in the building to help us welcome people in more effectively. So as you can see, there's lots of life going on here at Faith. But that faith, that life begins with you. It begins with you and your relationship with Christ. And so I invite you to take this time of Lent and break out of the mold of the world and to do something that will draw you closer to Christ. It will pay dividends for you, your family, this church, and ultimately the world as we go with the love of Christ as we make new disciples. So I hope to see you around on Wednesdays for Devotions Plus Life or on Sundays for Alpha. Have a great week, guys. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye now.